I think one of the biggest eye-opening things for me as I was healing from my alcohol addiction is realizing that alcohol addiction is not a logical issue. And most people, including me, try to approach it with a logical mind. Like, why did I drink so much last night? I knew I had things to do today, or I have an amazing family. Why am I drinking so much? Why am I sacrificing my health or my job or my relationships to keep on drinking? Why do I keep doing this? We wake up super motivated to get this issue under control, and we're convinced that we're going to stop drinking or that we're not going to drink tonight. But then the evening rolls around or a couple days goes by and it's really easy to start justifying drinking again because of what's going on in the brain. Because alcohol addiction, once we cross over into that territory, it's typically progressive. It's not like in a moment in time when it happens, but once we cross over into alcohol use disorder and addiction, it becomes really hard to logically control our drinking because it's impacting a very, very powerful part of the brain that's in the reward center of our brain. And so what happens on an unconscious level is that we actually start to equate alcohol to a survival need, which is why we will do seemingly crazy things like sacrifice our safety, our health, our relationships just to keep on drinking. And that's also why it's very hard to moderate our drinking and quit drinking. There's actually a phenomenon called the alcohol deprivation effect, which actually shows in the research that when someone is addicted to alcohol and they quit drinking, their brain actually goes into deprivation from the alcohol because the brain is used to getting all this pleasure from the alcohol. And so as the brain gets more and more deprived of the alcohol, the craving for it increases. Kind of like if we're deprived of food or water, all we're going to do is think about it and want it and think of ways to get it. Similar thing happens with alcohol, where we quit drinking thinking that's the right thing to do, but then our craving kicks in and we're just constantly thinking about drinking. And for most of us, we end up giving into it. And when we give into that urge, that's when we end up binge drinking. And that's called the alcohol deprivation effect. So I just really want people to understand that alcohol addiction is not a logical issue. We can beat ourselves up in our head till we're blue in the face trying to understand why we're drinking in the way we are, but it's really not a logical issue. It's more of a primitive issue on an unconscious level. And that's where the Sinclair Method treatment protocol is really powerful because it works to address the alcohol addiction at the neurological level in the brain. And when that happens, people can actually gradually reverse and unlearn alcohol addiction, resulting in no more cravings for alcohol. If and when they drink, they have control and they can have lots of alcohol-free days quite effortlessly. If you're not familiar with this treatment, it's been researched for 30 years. Sadly, most people still don't know about it. I stumbled on it in 2017. It changed my life. Now I help others through it. You can learn more about this treatment with my other videos or the link in my profile, or just head to my website, thrivealcoholrecovery.com.